Well, hey everybody, Pastor Matt here, and I'm coming at you to all of our college and career age folk. And this week I want to talk to you about relationships. I'm actually going to take the next 2 weeks to talk about relationships. You know, one of the things I told my kids and their roommates as I pulled away this past couple weeks was your studies are important, but it's only about 1/3 to 1/4 of what you need to be getting at this point in your life. Not only are your studies important, but also the relationships that you develop are important. Your work ethic and your ability to multitask is very important right now as well. And so I want to challenge you just a couple things in your relationships, because we all know Proverbs 13:20, he who walks with the wise shall become wise, but the companion of fools shall be destroyed. And those closest to you will make you or break you. And some of you are even old enough now to start thinking about, maybe I found the one I might want to marry someday. Very important time in your life, because that's the greatest decision you'll ever make. So, other than, of course, accepting Christ, but I think that's a given. Just a couple things I want to share with you. Number one, Jesus had spheres of relationships. Jesus had 1, 3, 12, and 70. In our social media status today, all that constitutes a friend is clicking a button and maybe hitting like once in a while. That's not really a friend. You see, in the book of 2 Samuel, we see the story of Jonathan and David. Jonathan and David were two guys, and they had a tough life at times, and yet they became best friends. And out of their friendship, great things were birthed. And you know, in your life, you need a great friend. You need people around you who have a like kindred spirit. The New Testament calls it like precious faith. And you need to have people in your life helping you and, quite frankly, having some fun with them. And so Jesus modeled the one, that was John, as his very best and closest friend on earth. Then there were the three, Peter, James, and John, who were his inner circle. There was the 12, that was the group he hung out with. And then there was the 70. That was the followers of Jesus, who kind of would have been in the same boat, but not necessarily rubbing shoulders every day. And in your life, you need to have a 1, you need to have a 3 and a 12, and maybe even a 70. Although maybe it's hard to have a 70 right now. I encourage you today, though, as you're looking at your relationships, ask God to provide the friends he wants you to have, that are going to make you better and not worse, that you're going to be able to have a lot of fun with, you're going to be able to do a lot of awesome things with, but at the same time, you're going to be iron sharpening iron, getting better for God, not worse and running from God. Those are the relationships you need in your life. So I love you, and I'm praying today that God provides the relationships you need, like David and Jonathan, to have kindred spirits of like precious faith. God bless you. I'll see you next week.